Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's been over 2 months since I've made a video. It has just been the craziest whirlwind around here. So the first month I wasn't filming, it was just because of depression. I struggle from depression. I take medication for it, but sometimes I just get in a rut and I just can't even get out of bed. It is what it is. It's embarrassing. I mean, I don't do anything. I watch TV in my pajamas and I don't do anything. And I want to, as much as I want to get dressed, go outside, go somewhere, do something. I have this big weight inside of my chest that just holds me down, and it just takes away all of my joy and happiness, and I have no inspiration, no enthusiasm to even get out of the house to do any of that. Just thinking about getting dressed makes me tired. It overwhelms me. It's just horrible. There's just no way to explain how I feel. There's just no way. And it's awful, but you know, I just deal with it, and here I am today, 2.5 months later. But anyway, I'm sweating like a pig. So after that, I got my gallbladder taken out. Let's see, probably starting in January, February-ish, I started getting pains right under my rib cage in the middle of the night. Actually, the very first time I got the pain, it was around 10:30 at night. Daryl and I were watching TV, and I got this horrendous pain. It just came on like that, and it just got worse and worse, and it spread from side to side right under my ribs, and it was excruciating, and I was crying and just moaning and groaning in pain and hunched over. I didn't know what it was. I mean, I was thinking, you know, in the back of your mind, you're like, is this a gallbladder? Is it a kidney thing? I don't know. So luckily I had some Percocet left over from like 4 years ago. So I took half a Percocet and the pain finally went away. And it never came back. And then maybe 3 weeks later, something like that, it happened again in the middle of the night, and it woke me up, and I was just writhing in pain. Oh, it is just so painful. And I was pacing in the middle of the night, back and forth, just, you know, holding myself and rocking and pacing, trying to make the pain go away. Didn't go away, so I had to take a Percocet. I mean, it's pretty bad when you have to take a painkiller like that to make the pain go away. I'm just so grateful that I had them. When I get painkillers, let's just get this straight. I'm prescribed them because I had, and they're like so old. They're like 4 and 5 years old, but I hold on to them because you never know. Plus I've had oral surgery and all this crap, so I just hold on to them. Whatever I don't use, I hold on to them. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. So yeah, so the pain went away. And then, you know, another 2 weeks go by and I get the same pain in the middle of the night. This happened about 5 times. And let's see, in March, I had to go to my gynecologist for my yearly exam. And my doctor is very thorough and awesome, and he was just asking me, you know, about my bowel movements and stuff like that. And I was telling him that I've been having a pain in my stomach It's like right under here, under my ribs on the right hand side kind of, and it just hurts and excruciating pain, and it's only in the middle of the night, and it's not after I eat anything. It's just always in the middle of the night. And so he laid me down and he's all pressing, and it never hurt. Every time a doctor would press on my stomach to see if I was swollen anywhere, it never hurt. And so he immediately ordered me some labs, some blood work to check my liver and my kidneys and my gallbladder. And so I went down, got my blood work that day, and then I don't know, a few days later, I received the results and everything was normal. And so actually, the blood work wasn't for my gallbladder, it was just for my kidneys and liver, and it was normal. So he also had scheduled me an ultrasound on my gallbladder. So a week later, I go and get the ultrasound on my gallbladder, and a week later, and they also did my kidneys and liver. Everything, my liver and kidneys were great, but my gallbladder, the nurse said, was chock full of stones. And she's like, I cannot believe you haven't had more pain than what you've been telling me, because you are chock full of stones. I was like, oh, great. So I make an appointment with the general surgeon, and 2 days later, pow, I get surgery. And it was just all very fast. Within a few weeks to a month, I had all my blood work, my ultrasound, and my surgery. And the surgery went well, and but recovery was really hard. And then when surgery was over, I remember waking up out of my anesthesia to just the most horrendous pain. It was like the same pain, but maybe worse because I had just had surgery. And so I remember waking up just moaning. It just hurt so bad. And so, the nurse gave me some pain medicine in my IV, and my husband got to come in and be with me, and then after a little while I got to go home and everything was fine. And I was prescribed my pain medicine, and yeah. And so the nurse had told me, okay, be sure you're gonna get constipated, which I knew because I've had surgery before and I get so constipated. So she's like, take your Miralax at night and in the morning. And I was like, okay. And so the first day I get home, and it's just horrible because by the end of the day, I hadn't gone number one, I hadn't peed. And it was so hard for me to do that because, they gave me they did it all laparoscopically, and they took my gallbladder out of my belly button. And so down there in my stomach, that muscle was just so sore. It was so sore I couldn't even pee. Like, I had to push so hard just to get any little pee out. And then I started freaking out because I thought something was wrong and blah, blah, blah. But then, it said in all of my paperwork that was going to be normal, blah, blah, blah. But I still called my doctor, and of course, he was gone. In fact, this might have been the next day. I don't even remember, but he was gone for the day. And so his replacement doctor had talked to me, and he was all explaining that it's normal, yada la, but if, it doesn't get better soon, go to the ER or whatever. And I was just mad. I was just so mad, because I couldn't do number one, I couldn't do number two, and just to even push down there, or to, my belly button muscle, if whatever you want to call it, it was killing me. It was just terrible. Terrible, terrible. So the next few days were terrible, but doable. And finally things were moving, and it was great. And then I think on the fourth day, I woke up in the middle of the night to that pain again. And it was horrific. It was horrible. So I took a Percocet. the pain didn't go away. I mean, it kind of went away, but not really. So, and that was at, I don't know, 2 in the morning. And then at 4 in the morning, it wakes me up again. And this is odd because every time I had that pain, I would just take a Percocet and it would go away. But it wasn't going away. So it woke me up again 2 hours later. And I was just in so much pain. And eventually it went away. And so that day I called the nurse. And they didn't want me to come in for a follow-up visit because of COVID. They're like, you know, you're fine unless you have pus or infection, you're fine. You can just call. You don't need to come in or anything like that. So I called her and the nurse was like, oh yes, that's normal because your liver is still trying to work with something that's not there anymore. It's normal. The pain is normal. Don't worry, you're okay. I was like, all right. And so the day went by and I was fine. But that night, the pain came back again. And my Percocet wasn't working. And I was panicking and I was in so much pain. And so finally, I was debating, do we go to the ER? Do we not go to the ER? So I was like, okay, let's go to the ER. So this is like 9 o'clock at night. And, you know, it's dark. And so we're driving to the ER. And there's all this road construction on the highway. And so it's dark and we missed the exit because everything was under construction and we missed the exit. And we're like, oh crap. So we have to go to the next light, flip a U-turn and drive back. And by this time the pain is gone. And so we're driving and we see the hospital, it's right there, but we missed the exit again because of all the construction. We didn't know where to get off, we couldn't see. It was horrible. But my pain was gone. I told Daryl, let's just go home. My pain is gone. And which I'm glad because we didn't need to go to the ER. My pain was gone and it never came back. Dust. So, there's all that. And everything was great. And then, I don't know how, this just happened last week. So, you know, I'm good for 3 weeks. And then, because this Friday will be a month, will be 4 weeks since I had gotten my gallbladder out. But anyway, so on the 3rd week, which was last week, I had a headache. And Daryl went and got me some pain medicine. I said, please just get me some acetaminophen, Tylenol. We just have generic. And because I can't take ibuprofen or Excedrin because it just tears up my stomach. It just hurts so bad. And so he went and got me what we thought was acetaminophen. I told him where to get it. I said, it's up in the cupboard next to the thermometer, big bottle. But he was rummaging through the different medicine cabinet and he grabbed me some generic Excedrin. So the pills looked just like the acetaminophen that I take. And, you know, he didn't know, I didn't know. He just said, here. And I'm like, so I take the Excedrin, and the headache went away, and I was fine for the rest of the day and all night. And then at 4 in the morning, I had excruciating stomach pain. And it felt very similar to all the pain that I've been experiencing in the past with my gallbladder or the lack thereof. And so I took a Percocet and it wasn't going away. It just did not go away. And it hurt so bad. But I could tell it was a little different. The pain was a little different. But it was horrible. And I was crying. And it was horrible. And so Daryl stayed home from work that day. And I had made an appointment with my endocrinologist for my Graves' disease because I thought maybe my Graves' disease was messing with me because of my gallbladder being out. I felt just funny and stuff. and exhausted, so I had made an appointment with my endocrinologist. So we went that day, got blood work, and my Graves' disease is fine, my thyroid's fine, it's not messed up, everything was great. And she also had blood work done again on my liver and kidneys and just everything, just to be sure. And I told her about my pain, and she didn't know, she's like thumping on my back to see if it was my kidneys or something, and I was fine. So anyway, all that blood work turned out perfect, and my thyroid is perfect. And so by this time, it's in the afternoon, and I'm feeling all right. The pain kind of went away. Daryl and I went to lunch, and then I came home and took a long nap. And then I woke up from my nap, and the pain started coming back. And it's like sharp, sharp pain, yet achy pain, and it's just horrendous. And it was coming back, and nothing was helping it. And every time I took a pill, it hurt even worse. And so 10 o'clock comes around. The pain has kind of subdued a little bit. 10 o'clock rolls around, and I'm like, I'm just going to go to bed, and hopefully this pain will just go away. So I took an Ambien, because I take Ambien, and within a minute of swallowing that pill, my stomach just started killing me again. So, I'm crying. I can't take it anymore. So we go to the ER. I'm debating, do we go to the ER or not, of course. Because by this time, we're in this whole mess, like thousands of dollars, okay? But anyway, we go to the ER around, an hour and a half later, because I can't take it anymore. And so we get to the ER, and there's like nobody even there. I'm like the only one in the ER that night, which is great. That never happens. But I'm there for like 3-4 hours because they're just slow that way. And so I told him what was going on. But before we go to the ER, let me tell you, we realized that I had taken Excedrin and not acetaminophen. Because he showed me, he's like, well, I don't know, maybe these are what hurt you, or maybe this made you sick. And so he showed me the bottle of what he had given me, and it was generic Excedrin. And I was like, oh no, that's what is causing my pain. I bet you money it's the Excedrin, because I always get stomach pain when I take Excedrin. And in the past, when I would take Excedrin, I'd only take one. And then, I had realized over a while that I just can't take Excedrin anymore. And so I never took it again. And so this time I had 2. And it just ripped me to shreds. And so, yes, before we went to the ER, I realized that must be what the pain is from. So anyway, I tell the ER doctor, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Excedrin, blah, blah, blah. So they ordered me an ultrasound, and it took them like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get that ultrasound machine in. So in the meantime, Daryl and I, we just took a nap. We took a nap in the ER. Just took a nap. And the guy finally comes in, and he did an ultrasound on everything in my gut. My pancreas, my liver, my kidneys. What else is in there? I can't remember, but he took everything. And so then, of course, it's going to take another hour to get the results back. So we take another nap. He comes back, and everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. And by this time, my pain is gone. The pain was gone like when we got to the ER, actually. And so I'm fine by this time. So he ends up just giving me this liquid that his wife takes for her heartburn because she's pregnant, and it's just this weird stuff that's supposed to numb you, kind of, sort of, like for heartburn and indigestion, acid indigestion, whatever. I'm like, well, all right. And he gave me this little cup of it. and gives me a prescription for it and sends me on my way. And I've been fine ever since. So that was last weekend. So yeah, that was like 4 days ago. And here I am. And so we go to get the prescription, and of course the prescription is some weird stuff that like nobody ever gets prescribed. It's kind of obsolete now, and so my pharmacist only had a little bit of it, and they had to order it from another pharmacy, and I have to go pick that up today. I pick up the rest of it, and it's gonna be like $90 because it's just so, nobody ever uses it. But anyway, we're just gonna buy it. We're gonna pick it up in case I ever need it. But anyway, so that is a story. That is my story of my gallbladder and all my stomach pain. And I'm hoping that I am better now and that nothing like this ever happens again. And I've been depressed all month and the month before, but today I'm feeling great, and I know I've had to get this video out. So many of you have been messaging me. Thank you so much, everyone, for your cards and your comments and your concern and your worry and your prayers and your messages. You don't know how much it all means to me. It all means to me. It just, you know, some of you wrote in your comments like an actual prayer, and that made me cry. I was so grateful. And I can't thank you all enough. I love you all so much. You just don't even know. And I have been feeling so guilty for not making a video. You know, I've put like little bulletins out on my community board, keeping you up to date a little bit of what's going on, but I knew I had to make a video, and I have not wanted to because it's exhausting to even talk about. Like at this point, I am exhausted and I'm sweating because of my anxiety. Not only do I have depression, I have anxiety. And I just to think about making a video of this just exhausted me. And I kept putting it off and putting it off, but I can't put it off any longer. So here you go. So I'm better, and I hope none of this ever happens again. And thanks for hanging out with me in this video. I know it's a long one, and anyway, I just want to tell you all I love you all, and I thank you. Thanks for your patience, and I hope none of you have unsubscribed from me because I haven't been active at all. So anyway, that's all. I just love you, and thanks for everything, and I'm excited to make some more videos. Okay, I'll talk to you later, everybody.